Hi, Carl Schilling again with you once again today for Financial Transformation. I'm the founder and CEO of the Advocacy Network, and our work has been to eliminate all forms of financial victimization, and we do that by creating awareness, providing financial literacy education, which has always been a free opportunity, and lastly, helping people just like you become financially independent. Now, financial independence is in its essence a journey. And as part of that journey, there are certain things that need to be accomplished to build a foundation. Now, I have been discussing with you some of the premises of those foundations, the three golden rules to financial independence, the three great myths about money. All of these things have been pieces towards moving a mindset towards financial independence. Let's make no mistake about it. It is a mindset. So today, we're going to discuss something very, very important. We're going to discuss the true foundation of how to build out a financial independent mindset, and that's through journaling. Journaling is the key issue here, and so few people actually keep journals. But because money is such a very, very misunderstood topic, and because money has so many connections to our life, the reason that 95% of our society never becomes financially independent is because of a lack of awareness about real issues about money. What is money? How does money affect one's life? What is the difference between currencies and money? What is the difference between debt and credit? What is all of these issues about how do I build a financial independent lifestyle, regardless of how much I earn or what kind of career I have? Again, understanding that you need three types of income is just one of those very simple kind of universal laws. It's the law of cause and effect. Without three types of income, one can't possibly reach financial independence because it's just not exponentially driven. You need exponential growth in order to become financially independent. It's one of those things that's not taught in school. It's not something that people are given a mindset about when they're young, and they are indoctrinated into a type of economic climate that supports what we have as a society. Okay, so people are taught how to behave with money, and they're taught that way so that the society continues to grow, and the pathway to society is built to grow. We are a spending nation. We've been built to be a spending nation. Our entire economy is built on people spending. If this was a saving economy, right now, the economy would be in terrible, terrible condition, terrible shape, if people were to save as opposed to spend. So again, we are not acclimated to saving because we are indoctrinated to spend, because the economy is built for us to spend. And that's what drives our economy. So it's very important that we start to understand some of these concepts. And today I'm going to go over this with you, in our discussion about journaling and journaling being so important. So, let's take a quick look at something to start off in every journal. Okay. We've got this, and this will be obviously it's your documents for today. It'll be right there in the other video. We've got what we call a self-confidence formula. Now, the self-confidence formula is very, very important, and it needs to be handwritten into your journal to become the first page of your journal. And I'll explain why in just a few seconds. So as we get started today, once again, I want to mention to you, especially for those of you who may find that you've got trouble with your credit record, that you've been you've been left out of certain things, you've disqualified, you're paying more than you need to be paying. But the FES protection plan can take care of all of that. We can get those 60 to 100 points back onto your credit record. We can help build you out again, and once again, get you in a position so that you can take advantage of all the good things financially that should be coming to you by having a really, really sound credit record. So, and that education is very important, and you'll get it in the FES protection plan, which is right up here above my head, and you can link right on there and get started today. Now, let's get back to the self-confidence formula because it is so important, okay? Now, first, I'm going to not read the whole thing to you, but there are segments that I think are very important. It says, first, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous action towards its attainment. So you need to identify a burning desire in life. So few people have it. And that's one of the first steps that Napoleon Hill had in his laws of success. Okay. Napoleon Hill, first thing was have a burning desire. Now, here is the most important thing, and this is where we get to the journal. Secondly, I realized that the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduced themselves in outward bodily action and gradually transformed themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be, and by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. That, my friend, is what the journal is all about. Because when you write, and we have, again, thrown this away in our society, but think about it. When you write cursive, when you write into something and you put it in your own handwriting, you're using both sides of your brain. But most importantly, you are effectively using autosuggestion, the power of autosuggestion to be recognizing that which you are writing about and reinforcing that. The first law of psychology is that whatever we reinforce in our mind's eye, we get more of. So if we reinforce positive thinking and we reinforce positive thoughts and thoughts of abundance, we actually attain that in our life. We create that which we constantly put onto the pathway of our mind. Okay, so we create it. So I've said many, many times, whatever your circumstances are now, wherever you sit in life, if you're especially unhappy about where you sit in life and whatever has happened, you got there from all of your previous thoughts. You have thought your way into the condition that you're in right now. There's just no doubt about it. It's a universal law. Once again, it's the law of cause and effect. It's the law of sowing and reaping. And I know that we go over that constantly, and I bombard you with that, but it's so true. Reaping and sowing is part of cause and effect. And if you do not sow, plant seeds in your mind, plant the seeds of abundance, plant the seeds of why and how you're going to become financially independent, you have no shot at reaping financial independence. Please tell me that that makes sense for you, because if that makes sense for you, we have something to work with. We have the ability for you to clear out in your mind and build the pathway, the foundation to build that jigsaw puzzle that will ultimately make the framework and be the picture of your financial independence. And it's just a step-by-step process, which requires you to become good at journaling and identifying what's going on in your life, identify what's been happening, and why journaling is so important to that. Get it in your own handwriting. So when you get the self-confidence formula, not only do you sign it and put it somewhere where you can read it every day and reinforce it, but you handwrite it into your journal. Write it, copy it, take in the richness of what it's saying to you as you're writing that description. Descriptive analysis is so important to build the right pictures in your mind. Write it down, get it on there. My self-confidence formula. And next, we're going to talk about your goals, okay? A goal setting process. Again, you'll have this document. But before we do that, again, I want to mention my friends over at EXP. EXP Realty is the only place where you as a professional realtor can get direct residual and passive income. You just can't do it anyplace else. And that passive income comes in the format of stock ownership in the company. This is a company who's publicly traded and is doing tremendous. You can look that up, and you are part of that. It's the only real estate opportunity where that can happen. Please, over here to my right-hand side, call Kyle Handy. I gave you a link to their website. Call them. They're very professional. They'll get you all set up. They'll get you started, and you will be able to earn direct passive residual income. You will be able to exponentially grow your business as a realtor. Okay, so let's look back here. We've discussed the power of journaling. We've discussed the power of why you need to write it. We've discussed the power of how to set your mind, how to start to change the thoughts in your mind. And I want to get you to the last segment of this today is my goal. Okay, now Napoleon Hill created this quite a while back, and it wasn't Think and Grow Rich, which was basically Think and Grow Rich was a summary of some of the great work that Napoleon Hill provided, called The Laws of Success. Two really, really big journals that he did, and tremendous stuff. The 17 Principles, okay, that him and later W. Clement Stone and he expanded on that. But one of the first ones is the ability to set goals and goal setting, okay? And here's one. It's written, and again, this is something you'd write out, and you should read it every day. By the date, day of the month and year, I will have in my possession an amount of money. You have to write that in, okay, which will come to me in various amounts in time during the interim, okay? In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and best possible quality of service in the capacity of what you do. You put in there, okay? Creating value by assisting and servicing my blank, whatever it is you do, in a unique process and offering, and you put all that in. I believe that I will have this compensation in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see the money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. Remember, we talked about the third golden rule was having a burning desire and a undeniable value that you can offer people, okay? So unique value proposition. That's what this is saying, okay? That I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow the plan when it's received. Now, when you write this and get it into your journal, you will be reinforcing it. Once again, first law of psychology, whatever it is that you reinforce, you get more of. You keep reinforcing it. Too many of us reinforce negative. We reinforce scarcity. We wake up every day in fear, and we reinforce fear. We reinforce doubt, which leads to fear. You can't do those things. You have to wipe those things away. In order to be financially independent, you have to be fearless. You have to be without doubt, but you also have to know exactly what you want. You have to know what you want. And the only way to know exactly what you want is to get it down on paper. It needs to be in there. What is it you want every day? How are you going to get there every day? And most importantly, why do you want what you want? These are questions that must be answered. These are questions that you must do on a daily basis, because it doesn't happen overnight. You need to change the way you see things. You need to change things that you've done from the past, unless, of course, you're already financially independent. Then you don't need to change anything. But the odds of you being in the 5% are very slim. The odds of you being in the 95% are very great. So, in closing, I'm going to give you once again our link to the senior services of North America. You'll have that link. For those of you who are like me, who are coming up into the fourth quarter of life, and you have those Medicare decisions coming up, you want to cap the costs for senior health care. That can be done. Just link out here, click the link, and come on and get an information. A free book will be sent out to you. Very, very interesting book. And at the same time, we'll be able to set you up with the right information at the right time for the right solutions. Okay. So in closing today, I want you to realize the importance of journaling. This is a foundational issue. If you will continue the pathway of doing the daily work, you can change the thoughts and you can change the direction that your life is going in. The only way to accomplish that is by discipline and by committed repetition. And that repetition is getting down all the information in your journal, because when you write down what happened in the course of a day as well, you'll get to see, what was I thinking? Why was I thinking that? How can I change that thought? So all this is very important. So I look forward to working with you. I look forward to speaking with you. I will see you again tomorrow. And for financial transformation, remember now, financial transformation is a journey. We're only going to get there day by day. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place.